The Reluctant Disciples. A Story of Redemption. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by lush green hills, lived a wise and patient teacher named Master Arman. He was known for his kindness, deep knowledge, and his relentless dedication to his students. But not all students were eager to learn. Among his many pupils, there were 3 boys, Ravi, Samir, and Kunal, who were infamous throughout the village for being lazy, mischievous, and untrustworthy. Ravi was the laziest of the 3. He would sleep through lessons and avoid any form of hard work. Samir was a notorious prankster. He loved playing tricks on others, often causing chaos and laughter at others' expense. Kunal was a clever cheater. He would find ways to avoid doing honest work, trick his classmates, and lie his way out of trouble. Master Arman saw potential in them. He believed no child was beyond saving, and made it his mission to transform them. Day after day, he tried through stories, through personal guidance, through patience. But the boys remained the same. They laughed at his efforts, skipped their studies, and continued causing trouble. One fateful day, the boys took their mischief too far. There was a kind, old vegetable seller named Bala who lived alone. His only source of income was his modest vegetable cart, which he carefully pushed to the village square every morning. The 3 boys, bored and looking for fun, decided to play a prank. They untied the wheels of Bala's cart, thinking it would be funny to see it collapse. When Bala pushed his cart that morning, the wheels came off, and the entire cart overturned, ruining all his fresh vegetables. His entire day's earnings were gone. The villagers gathered. Some tried to help, but the damage was done. Instead of feeling guilty, the boys laughed loudly and ran away, thinking it was the best prank they'd ever pulled. Master Arman heard about the incident and was deeply disappointed. This time, words would not be enough. He knew they needed to experience something that would change their hearts. The next day, Master Arman called the 3 boys to his house. "I am very disappointed in all of you. You have caused real harm to an innocent man. You may think it's funny, but you have taken away his livelihood for the day. If you still find this amusing, I have nothing more to teach you." The boys were startled. For the first time, their beloved teacher seemed like he was giving up on them. "But I will give you one last chance," Master Arman continued. "Each of you must complete a task. If you succeed, perhaps you will understand what you have done." He handed each of them a small, fragile clay pot filled to the brim with water. "You must carry this pot to the top of the mountain outside the village, without spilling a single drop. The path is steep, narrow, and slippery. If even a drop is spilled, you must start over." The boys grumbled but agreed, thinking it would be easy. But as they began the task, they realized how hard it was. They slipped, they stumbled, and each time they spilled even a little water, they had to start from the beginning. Days passed. Villagers watched as the once carefree troublemakers toiled under the sun, carrying pots carefully up and down the mountain. They tried to help each other, but even then, the task was difficult. The more they repeated the task, the more they began to understand patience, focus, and responsibility. Along the way, they saw Bala struggling to sell his damaged vegetables. They saw the sadness in his eyes. Slowly, guilt crept into their hearts. After several days, they finally succeeded in carrying the pots to the mountaintop without spilling any water. Exhausted, dirty, and emotionally drained, they sat with Master Arman, who was waiting for them. "Why did you make us do this?" Ravi asked, panting. Master Arman smiled gently. "The water in your pots is like the trust and happiness of others. It is easy to spill with carelessness, but it is very hard to restore. Every time you spilled, you had to start over. Just like Pola now has to rebuild his day's work from nothing." The boys sat in silence. They had never thought this way before. "I made you repeat this task not to punish you but to help you understand the weight of your actions. You found it funny to break something that took another person great effort to build. Would you laugh if someone had tipped your pot after all that hard work?" The boys shook their heads, eyes lowered. Tears welled up in Kunal's eyes. We didn't think. We're sorry, Master. We want to make it right." Master Arman nodded. "Then go, fix what you have broken." The next day, the boys went to Pola and apologized sincerely. They worked for him without pay for weeks, helping him rebuild his cart, gathering vegetables, and even defending him from other troublemakers. Through this hard work, they gained the respect of the villagers. They began to attend lessons seriously, stopped cheating, and eventually became known as honest, hard-working young men. Master Arman was proud, and he never reminded them of their past. They had learned the lesson he had hoped for, not through punishment, but through experience, reflection, and responsibility. And from that day on, they never found joy in the misfortune of others again. Moral of the story: true change comes not from words alone, but from understanding the weight of our actions. What is easily broken may take a lifetime to rebuild.